Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney. If you're new here, no? Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Courtney. And in today's video, I want to show how I try to be more or less wasteful and more sustainable. I'm by no means 100% waste-free or completely sustainable, but I do what I can to try to help the world, and I just wanted to go over a couple of things that I like to do, and maybe you can start incorporating that into your own daily lives. Okay, starting off, I try not to use paper towels, so I will chop up old towels that I no longer use, and I'll use these instead of paper towels. I also make my own cleaning products. This was really easy to make. It just takes essential oils, a little bit of white vinegar, and water. And it's antibacterial, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it's antibacterial, but it does a great job, smells wonderful, and you're not using chemicals, you're using nature to help cleanse your home. I got these, I try not to buy off of Amazon, but I did buy these, so I will use them before I knew more about other resources that you can use rather than Amazon. But this is, I think it was $20. It is Rad Hub Beauty Top 8 Essential Oils. So it comes with lavender, tea tree, peppermint, rosemary, orange, eucalyptus, lemongrass, and frankincense. And they come in these little bottles. You need about 20 drops for, depending on how fragrant you would like it. But about 20 drops for about that size bottle. I also make my own home fragrance. So instead of using Febreze or anything like that, I reuse this bottle. This is basically water. It is a tablespoon or two of vodka. I always have that on hand. And then 20 to 40 drops, just because of the size of the bottle, of the essential oils, whichever one you like. Other things I do that are pretty easy, I find, especially if you're on the go or at work. And it actually started because I could never find forks or spoons or knives. Or it was just knives and I had to eat my lunch with a knife. So, but it was plastic and you have to throw it out, so I started bringing my own utensils. I got this bag from Target. It's a Boy London bag, which was a really cool find. The napkin that I use, I just chopped up an old sheet, but it's reusable, you can just wash it. And then just from the kitchen, bring a fork, spoon, knife, and chopsticks. And I just tuck that into my backpack with my computer, things like that. And then I always have my utensils on hand. Next, since I'm talking about eating at work, I got some glass Tupperware. I got these at the Asian market. I prep my food for the week. I do have a video, I can link it in the cards or link it down below, of how I meal prep, so I can just throw this in here, have a really healthy meal, and I'm not ordering all the time. It's not hurting my bank account, and it's also not, you're not using all those to-go containers because they have to go somewhere, and that's usually in a landfill. They have been getting better at it. I believe the styrofoam is working its way out and it's more recyclables, but they still have to break down. So I would rather bring my own food, make it, I know it's healthy, I know it's in it, and bring it in a glass Tupperware because you don't want to keep on reheating plastic. For my coffee, this is a Keep Cup. I believe this was $20, but I bring this with me every morning if I'm making coffee at home, or if I'm going to Stewart's by me. I'll just put my coffee in here, and then that is zero waste. It's also really an incredible company. I should tell you more about it. Please. That was very hot. I'm also wearing a completely secondhand outfit. This is Carol's t-shirt. She's my partner's mother and an artist, so I thought this was really cool. Just saw little things about artists. Her Jordache jeans, and I feel really cozy because I'm also on my period, and I will also talk about the cup. Oh my god, there's so much about Keep Cup. If you go to us.keepcup.com, I'll link it down below. They're just so transparent with, like, from the beginning stages of making the cups to their packaging, everything. There's one part of the site, connection to community. So our approach is hands-on. Our products are the result of the collaboration with our design team, tooling engineers, and manufacturers. Together we create products that are iconic, functional, and enjoyable to use. We invest in long-term relationships with our suppliers. This is important not just to deliver quality products, but to invest in sustainable practices in every step of the process. We are committed to local manufacture, making all plastic Keep Cup components for local markets in the UK and Australia. Plastic and assembly are done locally in our Australian, UK, and US hubs to reduce the environmental footprint of our business. Broadly speaking, local manufacturing builds better communities, advances responsible supply chain, and is better for our planet. Interested in a sustainable approach to manufacturing and supply chain? There is even more that you can read. Sorry, I'm just probably like spending a lot more time on just this one product, but I think it's pretty amazing that, and I want to support companies that actually give a shit about our future and the planet. And I've been using this, and it's the perfect size for me. They also come in larger sizes if you like. Don't use plastic bags. There's so many bags that you can use nowadays. You can get these on websites, you can get them in supermarkets, but it's really cool. It looks great, holds a lot, and it's easy because you can just kind of fold it up and put it into your bag, and then you always have a reusable bag. So a few years ago, I started using plastic straws, I started using reusable plastic straws, not one use. This is plastic. They came out with, it's great with technology. They're coming out with things that are a lot more sustainable, like metals. But if you have, use what you have, and this is what I have. So we don't use reusable straws, or we don't use one-use straws. So the cup. I menstruate, and I used to use tampons, and it's always been like a toxic shock syndrome, like whatever, that's never gonna happen to me, until I heard of the story of the Impossible Muse. You can follow her on Instagram. Basically, she was using tampons for a long time, never had a problem. She went down to her local drugstore, got it, and because she got her period that day, started the tampon, immediately started feeling sick. She went to a party that she was supposed to go to for a friend, and they were like, you have to go home, you look terrible, and she thought she was getting the flu. Next day, she's very close to her mom. Her mom called, and she wasn't answering, so she knew something was wrong. And she called her friends broke into her apartment and found her on the floor. And she was in a coma. And this is sort of the story. You can look up everything, but basically this is what happened within like a few days. They didn't understand how like a 23-year-old was, all of her organs were shutting down. And there was this one doctor, luckily, it was like, does she have a tampon in? And she did, and she had toxic shock. Eventually, long story short, but you should really look into the story because it is very impactful, and it's a very empowering story because of what she went through and her family went through, and she's a very, very strong person. But they had to amputate both of her legs from the knee down because of this, and nobody talks about it, and it's because of all the chemicals that are in tampons, and you're inserting them into your body. So Now we come to the cup. Cup is a little bit harder to use, but it's not going to hurt you. It's made of medical grade silicone. You use it, you'll save a lot of money in the long run because you're not spending all this money on tampons and pads. You can also get toxic shock from pads, which not a lot of people talk about. I use the Diva cup. I can't show it to you right now because it's inside of me. But I use this like little bag to hold it in. It holds pretty much your entire flow for the day. You just have to rinse it out. Sometimes I do leak. I did buy, I don't want to use pads because it's also a waste thing. But there are panties that you can buy that will act as a pad and you just have to rinse them out. They also have reusable pads. So that's what I do. Moving on. Okay, one more thing. Mason jars are really popular for drinking out of. You can buy them in Target. You can buy them in a lot of different places. But what I do is when I do buy spaghetti sauce, they usually come in a mason jar. So I will keep the jars and use those as drinking glasses. And I think that's about it. I don't want to make this too long of a video. If this is something that you are enjoying and that you want to know more of, like I said, I'm not 100% sustainable, but I do try to do as much as I can with the information that I have at the time, and I'm constantly trying to research it and do more than I can. But the littlest that you do means so much. But thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. That means a lot to me. And comment below about things that you do to make this world more sustainable and how it makes you feel. Because for me, everything that I do makes me feel better because I'm at least trying. So thanks so much. I'll see you in my next video.